This amendment protects the right to protest at buildings used for civic purposes, buildings such as the Supreme Court and the Sydney Town Hall, and indeed Parliament House. This amendment is concerned with this simple reality. Protesters often like to protest near town halls and courthouses. Many town halls and courthouses are near a place of worship. The bill does not factor this in, this amendment does. The original bill seeks to limit protests in general, but undefines what proximity to places of worship precisely means. This uncontroversial amendment makes less bad the very generalised objectives of the bill. I am sure this government wants to avoid unintended consequences and doesn't want to criminalise non-criminals. They can avoid that by providing clarity in law about what civic buildings are exempt. The government may say, oh well, this amendment does nothing as the bill already specifies place of worship, and while it does do that, it does not protect protests at, on, near civic buildings that happen to be near a house of worship. There are spaces where a place of worship is in very close proximity to civic buildings, and this is why my amendment is necessary to provide clarity. Sydney Town Hall, Mr Deputy President, is right next to St Andrew's Church. I've been to multiple protests there over the years, but right next door is to the Town Hall. Oh, lots of things, lots of government overreach, and we've got St Stephen's Presbyterian Church across the road. There's a lot of protests out the front of Parliament House here, Mr Deputy President, and you know what? 99% of the protests that come out here, and there's a lot of them, none of them will even be conscious that there's a church right next door. So anyway, I hope that sanity can prevail and that the amendment is supported. Thank you.
Ms Sue Higginson.
Chair, I rise just to indicate that we will absolutely support this amendment because, again, it is literally just seeking to be sensible and provide some protections around what we now know, and now we've had the opportunity to air it out. It's just too far-reaching. It is all just too far-reaching. And if we can carve out some protections about where we're allowed to be to protest peacefully, then we should do that. We support this amendment.
Thank you. Mr Tudor? No? Okay. You most certainly can, Mr Ruddick.
I'd just like to add this, Mr Deputy President. I think there should be a rule in this place that if the right-wing Libertarian Party and the left-wing Green Party are in agreement on something, the chamber should pause and think, gee, maybe these guys who generally have a very different worldview, maybe they are right, and this is one of those occasions.